Before sunrise, the Yamuna River is almost colorless. The air over Agra is pale and quiet. The city has not fully awakened. A few birds cross the sky. A guard opens a gate. Somewhere in the distance, a first group of visitors begins to walk through the darkness. Then the white dome appears, not all at once. First, a curve, then a shadow, then a wall of marble slowly catching the morning light. The Taj Mahal does not enter the world like a fortress. It appears like a memory. And that is exactly what it was built to be, a memory. A man once stood in this city with an empire behind him and grief in front of him. His name was Shah Jahan. He could command armies, collect taxes, build palaces, and fill a court with jewels. But when Mumtaz Mahal died, none of that power could bring her back. So the emperor tried something else. He tried to make loss visible. This final chapter of the story of India begins here. Not because the Taj Mahal is only beautiful, but because it reveals something India has done again and again across its long history. India turns feeling into form. A private grief becomes a monument. A dark night becomes a festival of light. A myth becomes a river of pilgrims. A movie becomes a shared national dream. This is the final story of India. The story of how a civilization gave the world symbols that could be seen, felt, remembered, and carried across borders. In the Mughal court, death did not arrive quietly. Mumtaz Mahal died in 1631 while giving birth. She had been more than a royal wife. She had traveled with Shah Jahan, shared his world, and stood close to the center of imperial life. The emperor's grief became the business of the empire. Imagine the court after her death. The jewels are still there. The soldiers are still there. The silk curtains still move in the hot air. But the center of the palace has changed. The emperor is alive, but something in the court has gone silent. The question before him is not political, it is human. When someone disappears, what can the living do? Most people answer with memory, prayer, or tears. Shah Jahan answered with marble. He ordered a mausoleum to be built on the bank of the Yamuna. Work began in the 1630s. The project drew in artisans, builders, calligraphers, stonecutters, engineers, and laborers. It required planning, money, materials, and the full machinery of empire. But what makes the Taj Mahal extraordinary is not only its cost, it is the way power was turned toward tenderness. The Mughal Empire knew how to build for authority. It had forts, gates, walls, halls of audience, and throne rooms. But here, imperial power built a tomb that seems almost weightless. It does not shout, it glows. The Taj Mahal was designed to control the eye. The visitor walks through a gateway and sees the building framed like a vision. A garden stretches ahead. Water channels guide the gaze. The dome rises in perfect balance. The minarets stand at the corners like silent witnesses. Nothing feels accidental. The building uses symmetry to create calm. The marble changes with the sky. At sunrise, it warms. In the afternoon, it shines. At night, it softens into something almost unreal. This is why the Taj Mahal became one of the most powerful images on earth. It does not need a long explanation before it begins to work on the viewer. The story is already in the shape. A tomb should speak of death. But the Taj Mahal speaks of memory refusing to die. And that is why it became a world symbol of India. Not because it contains all of India. It does not. It is Mughal. It is Islamic. It is imperial. It belongs to a particular time, place, and dynasty. But somehow, it also became larger than its origins. It became the image millions of people use when they imagine India's beauty, romance, architecture, and civilizational depth. A tomb became a doorway. Through it, the world entered India. But India's symbols are not all made by emperors. Some are made by ordinary hands. A woman cleans the entrance of her home before evening. A child waits beside a small tray of clay lamps. The oil has already been poured. The cotton wicks are ready. Outside, the street is still dull and grey. Then someone lights the first flame. It is small, almost fragile. The child leans closer. The flame bends in the wind, then steadies. Soon, another lamp is lit, then another. By nightfall, the doorway glows. The balcony glows. The street glows. Across cities and villages, millions of homes begin to answer the darkness. This is Diwali, also known as Deepavali, the festival of lights. But the power of Diwali is not only in the lights themselves, it is in the repetition. Every year, people return to the same act. Clean the home, prepare the sweets, draw the rangoli, gather the family, light the lamp. In that simple act, a civilization teaches its children a lesson without needing a lecture. Darkness arrives, but it does not get the final word. Diwali does not belong to only one story. That is part of its power. For many, it remembers the return of Rama to Ayodhya after exile and victory. The city lights lamps to welcome him home. For others, it is connected with Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. In different communities and regions, Diwali carries different memories, prayers, foods, and meanings. But the heart of the festival travels easily. Light after darkness. Return after exile. Prosperity after uncertainty. Hope after fear. A single flame can hold all of these meanings at once, and that is why Diwali became one of India's most visible cultural gifts to the world. For an elder, it may mean memory, worship, and continuity. For a family far from India, it may mean belonging. A single flame can hold all of these meanings at once, and that is why Diwali became one of India's most visible cultural gifts to the world. It is beautiful on camera, but more importantly, it is understandable in the heart. Everyone knows darkness. Everyone understands the need for light. The sun goes down, the lamps are waiting, the first match is struck. The darkness begins to lose ground. It turns families into keepers of memory. It turns neighborhoods into glowing maps of belonging. And every year, the same small drama returns. The sun goes down, the lamps are waiting, the first match is struck. The darkness begins to lose ground. It turns families into keepers of memory. It turns neighborhoods into glowing maps of belonging. And every year, the same small drama returns. The sun goes down, the lamps are waiting, the first match is struck. The darkness begins to lose ground. If the Taj Mahal is memory built in stone, and Diwali is hope repeated in homes, then Kumbh Mela is faith moving through a landscape. Long before the first pilgrim reaches the river, the journey has already begun. A man ties a cloth bundle. A family boards a crowded train. An old woman carries a small bag and a lifetime of prayers. A group of sadhus walks through dust, smoke, and winter air. They are going to a place that is not only a place. They are going to a meeting point between myth and geography. The story begins with the churning of the cosmic ocean. Gods and demons search for Amrita, the nectar of immortality. A sacred pitcher appears. In the struggle that follows, drops of nectar are believed to fall to earth. Those drops are linked with 4 sacred sites: Prayagraj, Haridwar, Nashik, Ujjain. Across time, these places became part of one vast sacred cycle. The myth did not stay in a book. It became a route. It became a calendar. It became a crowd. At Kumbh Mela, scale becomes part of the story. A temporary city rises. Roads appear where there was open ground. Tents stretch toward the horizon. Bridges cross the water. Loudspeakers call out instructions. Volunteers serve food. Police guide crowds. Doctors wait in medical tents. Pilgrims search for their camps, their gurus, their relatives, their moment at the river. The whole place feels impossible. A city made for faith, assembled for a short time, then taken apart. But for the people who come, the center is not the city, it is the water. At dawn, the river is cold. Mist hangs over the surface. The crowd presses forward, but there is also a strange patience. People have traveled too far to rush the final steps. Then the first bathers enter. Hands rise, prayers are spoken, bodies dip below the surface. For believers, this is not just washing, it is renewal. The river becomes a threshold. One life enters, another possibility comes out. This is one of the most important differences between a monument and a pilgrimage. A monument stays, a pilgrimage moves. The Taj Mahal stands in one place and asks time to pass around it. Kumbh Mela exists because people keep arriving. Without the pilgrims, there is no spectacle. Without the journey, there is no meaning. Without the crowd, the sacred geography remains quiet. So the real architecture of Kumbh Mela is not stone, it is movement. Every footstep adds to it. Every train arrival adds to it. Every campfire, every chant, every family searching through the crowd. Every sadhu walking toward the water becomes part of the structure. Then, after the festival, the city fades. The tents come down, the bridges are removed, the crowds return home. The river remains, and the memory waits for the next cycle. That is why Kumbh Mela feels so powerful. It is temporary, but it is not fragile. It disappears, but it does not end. India has often carried its history in this way, not only through what is permanent, but through what returns. A story retold, a festival relit, a pilgrimage repeated, a song remembered. The modern world often measures importance by what can be counted, photographed, owned, or preserved. But Kumbh Mela shows another kind of power, a power made of participation. Millions of people choose to move together because of a shared belief. For a few weeks, faith becomes visible from the sky. But Hindi cinema based in Mumbai became one of the most recognizable faces of Indian popular culture. And for many viewers, the cinema hall became a place where modern India could see itself. Then, in the 20th century, another kind of pilgrimage began. People did not walk to a river, they walked to the cinema. In Mumbai, lights turned on inside studios. Sets were built, songs were rehearsed, costumes were stitched, cameras rolled. Bollywood was not the whole of Indian cinema. India has many film industries in many languages with their own stars, styles, and histories. But Hindi cinema based in Mumbai became one of the most recognizable faces of Indian popular culture. And for many viewers, the cinema hall became a place where modern India could see itself. Imagine a packed theatre. The room goes dark, the audience quiets. Then the hero appears, and the theatre erupts. People clap, whistle, laugh, cry, repeat dialogue, and wait for the song. This is not passive viewing. It is a public emotional event. The screen is large, but the feelings are larger. Bollywood understood something very old about Indian storytelling. Life is not one emotion at a time. A family argument can contain comedy. A love story can contain duty. A wedding can contain longing. A tragedy can lead into song. A hero can fight injustice, fall in love, honor his mother, make the audience laugh, and dance in the rain before the story ends. To some viewers, this may look excessive, but excess is part of the language. Bollywood often refuses to hide emotion. It gives emotion color, music, movement, and spectacle. When love is too large for ordinary speech, it becomes a song. When joy overflows, it becomes dance. When injustice becomes unbearable, it becomes a confrontation. When family breaks, the whole theatre feels it. This is why Bollywood became more than entertainment. It became a machine for shared feeling. The song is the secret weapon. A film ends after 3 hours, but a song can live for decades. It leaves the cinema and enters weddings, festivals, taxis, school performances, family gatherings, and phone screens. Someone may forget the plot. They remember the melody. They remember the dance step. They remember who sat beside them in the theatre. They remember the year, the city, the first love, the family trip, the wedding night. This is how cinema becomes memory, not by staying on the screen, by escaping it. A Bollywood song can turn a private memory into a shared one. It can make people who have never met move to the same rhythm, and in a country as diverse as India, that matters. Mumbai is crowded, restless, commercial, multilingual, ambitious. It is a place where people arrive with dreams and often meet disappointment. That tension became part of the movies. Village and city, tradition and modernity, love and family duty, wealth and poverty, dream and reality. Again and again, the screen became a place where India negotiated itself. Who are we becoming? What should we keep? What must change? What is success worth? What does family demand? What does love cost? Bollywood did not answer these questions once. It asked them again and again in songs, tears, jokes, dances, and dramatic close-ups. Mumbai is crowded, restless, commercial, multilingual, ambitious. It is a place where people arrive with dreams and often meet disappointment. That tension became part of the movies. Village and city, tradition and modernity, love and family duty, wealth and poverty, dream and reality. Again and again, the screen became a place where India negotiated itself. Who are we becoming? What should we keep? What must change? What is success worth? What does family demand? What does love cost? Bollywood did not answer these questions once. It asked them again and again in songs, tears, jokes, dances, and dramatic close-ups. India becomes visible through symbols, and symbols can cross borders faster than history books. That is why these symbols travel so far. A person may not know every dynasty of Indian history. They may not know every language or region. They may not understand every ritual, but they can see the Taj Mahal and feel the human wish to remember. They can see Diwali lamps and understand light after darkness. They can see Kumbh Mela and sense the power of collective faith. They can hear a Bollywood song and feel the pull of shared emotion. India becomes visible through symbols, and symbols can cross borders faster than history books. This is why this episode belongs at the end of the story of India. Across the series, we have followed cities, epics, religions, empires, invasions, rebellions, reformers, and freedom movements. We saw ancient urban worlds rise beside the Indus. We watched epic stories shape ideas of duty and destiny. We followed the Buddha from palace life to spiritual awakening. We saw Ashoka face the violence of conquest and turn toward Dhamma. We entered ages of learning, mathematics, literature, and art. We watched kingdoms build temples, send ships, and connect India to the wider world. We saw Delhi become a prize for power. We watched the Mughals create one of the richest imperial cultures of the early modern world. We saw foreign merchants become rulers. We saw resistance, non-violence, independence, and the tragedy of partition. When the battles are over, what does a civilization leave behind? Not only dates, not only kings, not only borders. It leaves images people remember. It leaves rituals people repeat. It leaves journeys people still make. It leaves songs people still sing. India's history is not a straight road. It is more like a river system. Many sources, many branches, many floods, many crossings. Some streams are ancient, some are modern, some are sacred, some are political, some are local, some have traveled around the world. That is why India is so difficult to define in one sentence. It is not only one religion, one language, one empire, one people, one image, or one story. It is a civilization of layers. The Taj Mahal is one layer. Diwali is one layer. Kumbh Mela is one layer. Bollywood is one layer. Together, they do not explain everything, but they reveal something essential. India has a rare power to turn human experience into public spectacle without losing its emotional center. A monument can still feel intimate. A festival can still begin with one small lamp. A gathering of millions can still depend on one person stepping into water. A massive film industry can still reach someone through a single song. The scale is huge, but the feeling remains personal. So the final story of India is not an ending. It is a return to the beginning. People have always needed ways to remember, to hope, to believe, and to dream. India gave those needs visible forms. A tomb beside a river, a lamp at a doorway, a crowd moving toward sacred water, a song filling a cinema hall. These images are not simple decorations on history. They are history continuing in another form. They show us that culture is not only what happened long ago. Culture is what people still touch, still light, still walk toward, still sing. And that is why India remains alive in the imagination of the world. Not because it can be reduced to 4 symbols, but because even 4 symbols are enough to show how deep the story goes. The Taj Mahal tells us that love wants to outlive death. Diwali tells us that light must be renewed. Kumbh Mela tells us that faith becomes real when people move together. Bollywood tells us that dreams become powerful when millions share them. And India tells us that a civilization is not only remembered by what it conquers, it is remembered by what it makes meaningful. That is the final lesson of this series. Empires rise, faith spread, armies march, borders change, but symbols survive because people keep choosing them. They visit, they light, they bathe, they sing. And through those acts, the past does not remain past. It enters the present. It becomes visible again. Thank you for watching The Story of India. Empires, faith, and freedom. If this series helped you see India not just as a country, but as a civilization of stories, symbols, faith, power, beauty, and imagination, please support the channel by liking this video and subscribing. Your support helps us create more cinematic history videos like this, exploring the people, cultures, empires, and turning points that shaped our world. And if there is another civilization, historical figure, or mystery you want us to explore next, write it in the comments. Because history is not only about the past, it is about the questions that still follow us. A monument of love, a festival of light, a river of faith, a cinema of dreams. This is not all of India. No single episode could be. But it is one way to understand why India's story has traveled so far. Because India learned how to make meaning visible. And once meaning becomes visible, it can cross languages, borders, and centuries. It can stand in marble. It can burn in a lamp. It can move with a crowd, it can sing from a screen, and long after the empires have faded, it can still be remembered.